The appointment of an infamous Israeli interrogator to a high-ranking police post has sent shockwaves among human rights groups. Known among inmates as Captain George, he's accused of numerous cases of torture and abuse of Arabs. Now that he's in charge of Arab affairs, many Palestinians fear for their lives. Paula Sleer reports.
I was kidnapped by an Israeli commando on the 21st of May 1994. They came to my country, to my land, to my house, and arrested me before the eyes of my children.
Mustafa Durrani spent the next 8 years in a secret prison, later dubbed Israel's Abu Ghraib, and his interrogator, a name that still sends chills down the spines of prisoners.
I have to remember Captain George. He personally participated in the torture and abuse of prisoners. The torture and abuses in Abu Ghraib were exactly the same as those in the Israeli secret prisons.
6 years ago, Durrani told an Israeli court that Captain George, whose real name is Doron Zahavi, left him naked for his first month in detention. He says he was frequently tortured, including being sodomized with a baton. Zahavi denied the torture charges, but admitted to interrogating prisoners while they were naked. The civil suit for $1.5 million in damages was never settled because Durrani was released in a prisoner swap before the court issued a ruling. And now, in a move that has stunned human rights groups, he's been appointed to the post of advisor on Arab affairs to the Jerusalem police.
Putting Captain George as a very high-rank policeman in Jerusalem is giving some sort of message to the Palestinian: we are bringing now someone that knows how to treat you. Meaning they don't care much about what the Palestinian will feel. They want to threaten them.
And the message is reverberating throughout the Palestinian territories. These two brothers were arrested last year. Hamid was only kept in prison for 3 days because, he says, he was so badly tortured.
The interrogator led me into a room that was very small, probably 1.5 meters square. Through the blindfold I could see small shapes moving around me, but then he put a plastic bag over my head that reached down to my knees. Then he started to beat me. He hit me on the back and pushed me into the wall.
Charges of torture against Israelis are nothing new.
Since 2001, we know about more than 650 complaints that were sent to the government about torture. And there was not even one criminal investigation, meaning that torturers have total impunity. They can do everything that they want and nothing will happen to them here inside Israel.
Just months into his new position, Zahavi has already been accused of badly injuring a Palestinian in Jerusalem. The police are refusing to comment on the story. In an email reply to our request for an interview, they said they're not dealing with the subject at this moment, but that if there are any changes, they'll update us.
The fact that the facility was not closed and that the people were not brought to justice and that our individual complaints were